NXT just went off the air, and when it goes off the air, Unpopular Review goes on the air to talk about all the events that has happened on tonight's show. Ava addressed the vacant NXT Championship. We're going to talk about that. We had some matches here. We had Kelani Jordon going against Lola. We had the Speed Championship on the line with Tavion Heights going against Jasper Troy. And there's so much other stuff going on here. Izzy Dane speaks. We had Dion Lennox going against Hendry. This is the NXT duel. We got people in the chat already, so we sit here and say we appreciate you. So do us a favor real quick. You're watching us on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button. That helps us out a lot. If you're on Facebook, share it in your favorite wrestling groups. And if you're on Twitter, please retweet. We're going to say Twitter because that is what it is called. Let's take down this lovely, lovely picture. We got Miss Parker back. We're your host here. I'm one of your hosts, the great... My computer is lagging, so bear with me here. I'm one of your hosts, the great Grand Slam Pooba, and I'm joined with the sensational Sabrina Estella. Darling, tell the people watching, how are you?
I am doing just fine. I went to my first indie show of 2026,
Woo!
and I was very surprised to see the one and only Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke.
Hey, he lives out there in Florida, right? I want to say he lives
I think so. And there was a quite an interesting thing that happened at that show, which I will definitely see if I can find a clip and send it to you because it was insane.
Love that. Love that. That is fantastic. I want to say we see you guys in the chat. George kicking it off, saying, "What's up, everyone? What's going on?" George Samuel Lewis. He said NXT was a great show tonight. He also says, glad. I want to say he says glad to see, but glad to see Jada Parker back. I was just telling Sabrina before we went on air, like, hey, it's funny. Everyone was asking, where is Jada Parker? And she showed up. She is back in action. So he says, glad to see her back. We got Jeffrey, who is the fan of the year. You deserved it, my friend. You earned it. You know, look, I want to say and say we don't have favorites here. We appreciate all you guys who tune in. If it's us or the Raw crew or the AEW crew, we appreciate all you guys. I just want to give a shout out to Jeffrey because he's on all these shows. He's right there. Hey, listen, sometimes I do the Big Pop Theory podcast and I'm on by myself, and he's right there chatting with me. So, Jeffrey, we appreciate you. I want to say this is 2 years in a row for you guys. So congrats, deserved it and earned. But we love all you guys. It's just Jeffrey was the favorite. Sorry to break the news to you, but that is. But besides that, I was telling Sabrina I would sit here and talk about this. But we got the fan of the year, but we were the show of the year. Myself, Sabrina Estella, and Mad Dog Kelly, right there. One of the things I don't appreciate about this picture is my beard looks way too low. I'm a wild man. I need it looking more like the magnificent mane that it is. But here we are in my gold shirt. You said that was your birthday outfit, correct?
Yes, anybody who has seen the movie that dress is from knows the reference of that dress from
I
13 going on 30.
That
And
was
that is the
with
dress that is worn Jennifer Garner. And that's the dress
Jennifer
she wears
Garner.
when they do the dance for Thriller.
Ooh, okay. Well, I will sit here and say that gold shirt was definitely from my birthday, and there's no reference. I just thought I was golden. That's why I wore gold because I am that.
Jeffrey says y'all look like parents to Mad Dog. I'm younger than Mad Dog by a couple years. And that'd be kind of weird.
Well, I do want to say and say I am the elder man in that picture because I have them all. I'll be 38 this year, but I don't look it because you know why? I don't listen to Nick Cannon CDs. So that has saved me from aging tremendously. So that's great. But yes, we were the show of the year. We should have been duel of the year if we're being quite honest. But shout out to the AEW crew. I know they said, what is it, duo team? But if we're being honest, there's not have been, and listen, we love all the shows here on Unpopular Review, but there has not been a show as consistent here as Tuesday night. Myself and Sabrina Estella, we were robbed once again in broad daylight in Staten Island, and it's just terrible. And we give love to All Elite Heat. Good for them. But this year is our year, and I'm calling it, and I'm saying it now, because if we don't win this year, I am going to someone's house and leaving the refrigerator door open because someone's going to pay. And no one likes spoiled food. I don't. I know you don't like Sabrina Estella. So spoil food is terrible. But let's talk about this NXT show. It was a fun show. There was a lot of madness going on. So why don't you tell everybody how the show started?
Well, the show started. We had our lovely GM in Ava in the ring sharing some news for us all, especially given what happened with Oba, with him vacating the title. And she sees it as an opportunity because the division is wide open. If you have been doing this for a while and think you are overlooked or a new face who just walked in the door, there's no better chance than now. Ricky comes in, makes his way to the ring, thanks everybody for being there tonight, and thanks Ayla for holding all of this. And then he says, he told us so. He ran the stand and deliver a main event of NXT that he did a hat trick because he managed to make Javon Trick and Oba Femi disappear, which we all know two-thirds of those just disappeared up to the main roster. Javon bounced his way up to Monday Night Raw, and Trick whooped his way up to Friday Night SmackDown. And we'll find out where the ruler will be preparing his new kingdom, whether it be Friday nights or Mondays. He's, Ricky then says he didn't want to give him a rematch because he was afraid. Ricky says he is the then, now, and forever. And together you will be watching him. There says he also says there are less talented men standing around the ring. They are future champions, but that's the future. Ricky says he is ready to become the new champion and tells Ava, just hand that title over here. Ava says, you do deserve an opportunity, but I ain't gonna give you that title just like that. But no more than these men who said the same thing. And I was going to say, before I was so rudely interrupted by you, Ricky, that February 3rd, there will be a six-man ladder match. Whoever climbs up the ladder, pulls the title down, becomes the new champion, and qualifying matches start next week. And we have the news that the entire faction of Swipe Left have
Right.
all officially become NXT stars. So Jackson Drake, you're gonna have to let that title go at some point because you can't keep it while being in NXT if you're not in Evolve anymore. Just saying.
This segment was chaotic. So let's run through this real quick because there was a few signings here. You mentioned swipe
Swipe right. The Vanity Project.
I almost said left, but yeah, right. And then we have Keanu Carver. I want to say
Keanu Carver, yes.
we got
I have seen
Carver,
a
and
couple of I've seen a couple of matches of his on Evolve. He's pretty good.
I could see that. I already liked him. He threw somebody in the crowd. I love that kind of behavior. He just literally picked someone up and said, "Ah!" And I said, I don't know you, but I would like to get to know you. So I've become a fan of his. And we have Eli Knight, yeah, who signed. I want to say he was in that speed match. And because
He
I remember
was in that speed match,
I was
and
impressed.
unfortunately wasn't able to come on the air. I would have boasted on about him because he's someone who was in the independent scene with a tag partner of his named Malik Bosi. They were known as Culture Inc., little faction of theirs.
Okay.
They were signed to work. They also went to Reality Wrestling Booker T's company for a bit. And
Oh,
Eli
okay.
is now officially a signed prospect.
He is he's impressive from the little time that I got to see him when he was in the speed match.
He is very much similar to Devon Evans. They're both young talents, and they're both very bouncy high flyers.
Well, I look forward to seeing more of him on NXT. I mean, he's going to be on next week. He's going to be in the qualifying match. He's going to go against Sean Legacy, and you know what? I think he should go over in that match. And look, I
I mean,
don't
I like
expect.
Sean Legacy too. I mean, especially the stuff he's been putting on Instagram has been very, very funny. But it's Eli's time to shine. And I'm
It
not
is
just
Eli.
being slightly biased because I actually know Eli.
I think Eli Knight, because I think he'll be fun in that match, and also too because he's not somewhat. So sometimes I feel like wrestling fans. I always like to pick on wrestling fans because sometimes they're idiots, and you'll say like, "Hey, this person should be here." Well, he's not going to win. He don't have to win the match, but he can have a spotlight and have his pick his spots, have and shine, and then later on develop from that. So I like that for Eli Knight. Yeah, and I will be continuously doing that. But I do like that for him. So good job, Eli Knight. But yeah, I think they got to put in. I don't think they said he was in the match, right? Keon Carver. I think he looks
Keanu
impressive. I
Carter. I mean,
see.
he probably could be put in a qualifier match, so we shall see. Maybe he gets announced for one the week
I
after.
don't. I don't even see because I see George saying Keon. I'm gonna get his name eventually right, but Carver. And then he went.
Keanu, like Keanu,
Yeah,
like Keanu Reeves.
you do say Keanu. Okay, Keanu. I'm not saying. I'm not using the U enough. Keanu. Okay, he's not Mario. I'm sorry, but Keanu Carver. And I see that George is saying baby Femi. Why? Because he's black, have locks, and he's strong. I don't see it. I do want to see more of him. He looked like the third strongest black man in the world because the first is always going to be uh Freeman, George Freeman, not George Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
I mixed up my Freemans. Yes, Morgan Freeman, the strongest black man there's ever been on this planet. Let's get
And
into
to
the chat.
answer your question, Damien,
Yeah.
no relation to Eli Drake or LA Knight for Eli Knight.
Jesus Christ, who is this guy? I know Dion. I know Dion. Damian Jones, Dion. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about Dion later, but Damian Jones. This is a hell of a picture. Well, good evening, Wrestling Doll, and my guy, your guy, the leader of the Jack Pack, the bad guy, Jack. Hope you are having a wonderful evening. We are having fantastic. It's always great to see you, Damien. It's a pleasure. But now I have changed it. It's still the Jack Pack community, the Jack Packers, who I now call my Jack Addicts. We're going to get some shirts going eventually. I don't know when. The executive consultant has been utterly lazy, but we need to sit here and say, EC, get off your ass. Let's make some shirts because I know you guys would buy them. But we also got Jeffrey. He says, I think Ricky gets his title back. I don't know. I want to see what this match, how it flushes out and how it looks. But he does. He is in the conversation. But you know what I think also too is in the conversation. I don't know if he's in the match yet. That's why I said I want to see how it all turns out. But I'm looking at Tony D. I feel like there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. I could be wrong.
He could be one to take the title back.
Mm-hmm. Keanu Carver. He's impressive. I think he should be in the match. I don't think they would put the title on him right away, but that would be a hell of a way to debut, right? On the I said main roster, but on the NXT roster, I'm calling them Sanity Project.
They have no sanity, so you can't call them that.
I was gonna say you can't call them. Well, wasn't that already? That was already a group, Sanity. What are we doing? We can't do that. The Sanity Project. What else we got here? Let's go. Elon. Nope. What up, people? What up, Maurice? What's going on? I'm calling him Baby Femi because he reminded me of because he's black. Let's just do that. It's really when I was in high school and my sideburns were growing in, people said you look like Ludacris, and I said, oh, it's because I'm black, right? Because I don't really look like Luda. EC still works it. He's working on a Brock Lesnar contract. He sometimes shows up, sometimes he don't. It depends. Like if we leave the door open, he shows up. That's what he does. Hi, beautiful Sabrina, Estella, and handsome bad guy Jack. Wow, good Chris in the chat. So it's a pleasure to see you.
Possible future candidate for Fan of the Year of the Unpopular Review End of the Year Awards 2026.
There we go. Look, Charmaine is in here. What's going on, Charmaine? We're glad to see that you're in a good mood because I did get a picture of a knife in my DMs when she didn't win. So I'm happy to know that she's well. She said, hello, today is my daughter's birthday. She is 11. Happy birthday to the young lady. Good job, you, for being a great mother. So good job. I met her daughter, I want to say once or twice. She was very nice. I think she gave me a hug, but I think it's out of pity because most people who give me a hug is out of pity. I literally had to pay my mother the other day for a hug. So, it happens. What else do we got here going on, Sabrina Stella?
So after that, Ava is on the phone, and the person says that she is looking forward to seeing them. Robert Stone tells her that Mariah May Monroe is here, and she wants to get some things off her chest.
Take
And
it easy.
before we get to that, we have the first match of the night, Lola Vice versus Kelani Jordon, which everybody knows I love my women's wrestling, which also quick shout out because 1 year ago today, we had our inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion and Lara Valkyria when she defeated Dakota Kai to become the very first, and has now been held by three women: her, Becky, and Maxine.
Good job. You're absolutely right. And not for nothing, real quick, I feel like that match could have gone either way because I was for Lyra, but I was like, I wouldn't be mad if it was Dakota.
I like Lyra. I wanted Dakota to win only because it was a mid-card title, and I just wanted her to have at least one championship run in
Oh yeah.
WWE that was not a tag team title win.
Oh, I'm with you with that.
And
Dakota.
several other fans agreed with me.
No, Dakota's very, very talented. Like, it's a shame that things didn't work with her for in WWE. I don't know what her next move is, but
She'll
wherever she
probably do some
goes.
stuff in the indies.
Matter of fact, I think she would do wonders in TNA. TNA, they got their show on AMC this Thursday, and this is where I could do a cheap plug here. Let me see if I can get my announcer voice. On Thursday, after TNA go off the air for their first AME, what the hell's AME? After their first AMC show, join us on Popular Review as we go live right after it goes off the air, which might be 11:05 because I just realized they're doing a 9 to 11. So that's swell. So please join us as we talk. AJ Styles is going to be on the show. I saw the Hardys. Might even get some surprises. There's some people who's thinking one that Chris Jericho might show up to TNA. That would be quite the sight. But join us. That should be a fun review. I know it's AMC, George. I said it too fast. I talk fast. My mind, it runs at 88.52. I don't know if that's how math works, but yes.
Well, there
Oh,
are decimals and maths, so that can work indeed.
thank you. Good Chris says, I still think Dakota, I said Dota. Dakota Kai should have won. It would have been great. I think she, I would have loved that for her. But I'm not mad at Lyra winning the championship either. I think Lyra is very talented and she deserves it. She deserved it.
But we had Lola versus Kelani, and it was a solid match all around. Gotta show some love for your women's wrestling, especially for my fellow Latina and for our fellow lady of color in Kelani. They both proved themselves back and forth. I mean, people saw Lola when she was being a heel. Some people probably thought, oh, she can't be a face. She'll be too cringy and all that stuff. She's proving people wrong. And people thought, oh, Kaylani can't be a face, a heel. She's much too nice. She's much too sweet and cutesy and kind and happy-go-lucky. And like the Roxanne Perez effect, the Cora Jade effect, proving everybody wrong on that. But I enjoyed it. And with that back fist, Lola moved, got her way up to the top. As far as trying to get a title opportunity at Izzy, she says that she has beaten her before, and I'm coming for the title, estúpida. And you don't even have to be fluent in Spanish to know what Lola called Izzy.
No, please break that down. What did she call her?
Estúpida.
Oh, that means stupid. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
All right, there we go. All right, I didn't.
For Spanish speakers, at least those of us that still use this when we speak Spanish, we add an A at the end to emphasize that it's for a woman, and for an O to emphasize it's for a man. That's masculine and feminine type thing that we use in our language. So
All right.
if it were someone else in NXT that spoke Spanish that was a male and they were calling him out, they would call him un estúpido.
El stupido. Okay. Well said. Thank you. Thank you for that breakdown in the Spanish. What's funny is I was watching this match. I had to think back. I was like, wasn't these the two that was like in the final for the I forgot what that tournament was. It's Oba won it. A few people won it. I forgot what it's called. It was like you won a contract and stuff like that. Anyway, this was like
Wasn't
very,
that the
very
Iron Survivor match?
no, not the Iron Survivor. It was oh god, I'm so I'm mad I can't remember what the kind of match it was. It was like a lot of new faces and it was in this tournament. It's a name for it and I just can't think of
Oh, it's the same one that Mello won a while back.
it.
Let me
Yes,
see if I can find that one.
Mello, Oba. I'm trying to think for the women. Roxanne, I want to say she won it. It was the breakout
Yep.
tournament or something. I want to say it was the breakout tournament.
Yes, I believe it was the NXT Breakout Tournament.
And I remember them facing each other early in their career and seeing where they are now, both very, very talented. Kalani, and you was talking about her as a heel, and listen. I was one of those individuals. I said, I can't boo this woman. Like she's too nice. She seems like such a sweetheart of a person, and she's has really gotten into this character. She's a, I feel like that was always like the weak thing for Kalani. She didn't have enough character. She was really great in the ring. The stuff that she does, her move, her athletic ability is fantastic. And I think when they do eventually call her up, I think you got something there with her. Um, it was a fine match. It was fine.
I enjoyed
Lola,
it.
yeah, Lola gets
Would
the
you
win.
believe that it's been over 2 years since Oba Femi was the last person to win the Breakout Tournament?
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long. They might have to start bringing that back. It was a great tournament. It was a great tournament for a lot of people, just so they could, to put a spotlight on him. I remember Ober in this tournament, and I remember immediately I was taken away by him. So it would be nice if they brought it back again. It would be nice. It would be nice if they did that. I think it would help out a lot of those Evolve guys too, because they caught up a lot of Evolve. Like someone like Keanu, like he should be in this tournament and he should kill everybody and just beat everybody. So yeah. Mad Dog says Kelani is a traitor. She is a traitor. She really is. Um, but I have forgiven her since. I think she knows the error of her ways and whatnot. But oh,
Matthew
here we go.
Bartholomew Kelly, if you're going to
Follow
call
you.
somebody a traitor, at least spell their name right. She does not have an H in her name.
Yeah, there's no damn H in there, Mad Dog. Well, you gotta forgive Mad Dog. He's a dog of madness. So his paws might have touched every letter and accidentally hit H. Kalani H. KH. Kalani H. Time to play the game, damn it. Kalani did nothing wrong. Well, I chop it up to that your TV, you have a grainy TV, so you couldn't see it, but I do. I have HD 4K 2011. So please stop it. We have Roxanne Perez won the first ever. Yes, good Chris. Good, great
Well,
history.
she was the first female winner to win because they didn't start doing it for the females until 2022. Technically, the first winner of it was a gentleman named Jordan Miles.
Oh yeah, I remember him. You know what happened? He didn't last long. He was there
So
for a
I
cup of
heard.
coffee. Yeah, he was there. I remember because that was the same one with Cameron Grimes. The guy, I forget the gentleman who was part of the LWO. His name was Walking Phoenix or something like that. I forget.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I feel
No,
like that's
Joaquin
the
Wild.
wow. There we go. It was a wild walk. There we go. Lola Vice needs a championship.
Well, that's
Honestly,
why she's going after the North American Championship, even though Izzy said she wants to try to make it more prestigious and hold the title for longer than a few weeks.
I don't know. Lola needs a championship. I think Lola's talented, but I think there's other women. Uh, like now you got Jada Parker back, right? So I don't know where this goes. I mean, all I'm saying is like I think there's other women that you might put ahead of her, but we'll see what happens. Lola, she got a mean back fist. It's really good. What else do we got there?
So we have Tavion Heights cutting a promo, says that he broke out in 2025 and show what he can do. And in 2026, he will show what it looks like to reach new heights. He says he will be coming after
You get it?
Jasper.
I'm sorry, you get it? Because his last name is Heights. You get it? New Heights? Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh man, he's already kicking off the air with a lot of people. Mr. Cat, do you mind? Go ahead,
I
I'm sorry.
don't think Mr. Cat does.
No, he just walk. Come on, make your appearance. Say hi to the people, baby. Mwah. Mwah. Now, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
But he says that he is coming after Jasper and he will become the new speed champion. Jasper Troy then congratulates Tavion for earning 5 minutes in the ring with him. And I don't need 5 minutes because whatever momentum you will have gained will come to a dead end tonight. And then we get to the match.
We do get to the match.
And we get Tavion hitting a drop kick, but he gets caught by Jasper, and Tavion responds with a sunset flip, and The thing is with the speed match, it goes back and forth, and then the momentum's there, and then it breaks, and then it stops because they had to follow a time limit and all that fun stuff. But your winner and still a WWE Men's Speed Champion, Jasper Troy. And after it's all said and done, Lex is king because he's bored in the back with nothing to do in catering, having to figure out what appearance he's going to make with his girlfriend that's in the Indies, a former NXT star that didn't last too long to even be on the air, unfortunately,
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere and blindsides Tavion and hits the coronation on him and berates him as Jasper watches from the entrance.
I do want to sit here and say, so when this happened, it seemed really random. Was there something that I missed between these two? I felt like I missed
No,
something.
again, Lexus King is just bored and he has nothing else to do back there. I mean, when's the last time we saw him on TV?
Well, on NXT, not for a while, but I know he did something in TNA. So yeah, that's why this just seemed random to me. I said, what happened here? Maybe I missed something. Um, I tell you guys a lot. I'm not big on speed matches. It's just not my bag, baby. But I do have to say, Jasper Troy. So his finisher is they call it the black hole slam. Oh man, no one does a black hole slam like Abyss. Abyss used to spin you so much. I felt like there was like 7 spins, but meanwhile it was maybe 3. So when he did it, I just laughed at how slow it was. I don't know why. It just cracked me up. It just like I just felt like someone just said slow motion. And then you just see them go wee. Match was what it was. I did think it was impressive how Tavion belly to belly this man and he didn't fall to the ground. No, he just said alley oop. I thought that was impressive. Tavion Heights is a really an impressive being. I love that he's getting opportunities, but I don't know if I see him winning any championships. But I do love that he's on TV and he showcased what he does. And also, I must say, as a guy with a head full of hair, lovely fro, fantastic. I'm a man. I like people who have hair. I like the ball syndicate that just makes me just want to throw up. Oh, I'm done talking. I'm sorry.
So after that, we have Ren Sinclair hyping up Kendall Gray to go to Ava's office to get a rematch for the NXT Women's Championship. So Ruka and Zarya approach the pair to inform that they want championship opportunities of their own and point out that Ren giving Gray Kendall another title shot instead of one of her own. Kendall says she is happy step aside, and support Ren if she wants her own title shot. JC Jane comes out and tells everybody to pipe down, and they all follow her back to Ava's office. Ava tells Zaruka, the Ren QCC, and Fatal Influence that she and Santino have agreed to have the 3 teams face off in a number 1 contenders match for the TNA Knockout Tag Team Championships next week. And each of the team, of course, is saying that they deserve the title match.
That's a match for next week. Triple threat here with the women. Um, I'm sorry. I did think it was kind of rude. Like, have you ever been talking to someone and someone next to you is just very loud and interrupt your conversation? So I think exactly what the situation here. JC is talking to the GM, awful Ava, and these women here are just interrupting things. But you know what? Next week's gonna be great. We got Fatal Influence. We have what they called
Zaruka.
Zaruka. There we go.
The fans
Zaruka.
came up with it.
They did, and they ran with it. Fantastic stuff. That's good. Sometimes the fans come up with some good stuff. And we have did they call it I mean not Sinclair.
The
Ren.
Ren QCC.
There we go. There's a lot of letters. Anything after 3 letters, I'm screwed. So forgive me. But
Well, that one has 7, so.
huh? It only has 7. That's too much. It's bothering me. Let's get to the chat real quick. We got Abyss put some umph to it. So Mad Dog, he heard what you said about Lexus King, and he said, "How dare you disrespect Lexus King?" And then
Because,
also,
okay, here's the thing. I can disrespect whoever I please, and Lexus doesn't give a damn. If we're talking shit about him, if we're being disrespectful, that means we're doing our job. I met him outside of NXT when I was at a show that, again, his girlfriend was wrestling at.
Oh
Her
yeah,
Indian name is Carolina Cruz, and she's a fellow Cuban like me. So,
there we go.
and when he hears about that stuff, he doesn't care. So what? That means
He
he's doing his job as a heel. If he doesn't like that kind of thing, then he should not be a wrestler because part of that is also acting.
Oh, there you go. I will sit here and say this, Mad Dog. He says Lexus is fantastic. He's a future champion for sure. I don't think I see
He
it
held
changing.
the NXT Heritage Cup and then got rid of a couple of the, and then got rid of the whole rule of the 6 minute thing, the six multi-match thing.
Hmm. Oh yeah. You talking about the rounds? The rounds. That's what they're
Yes.
called. George says he's going with Soruka and Zarya. You know, I can't turn on my girls. I gotta go with Fatal Influence. I think they take it, but I kind of think I stick with Fatal Influence because I'm biased, but I kind of think why not give it to the Ren QQ or
The Ren QCC.
Ren and Kendall Gray. How about that? I feel like that's the most safest thing because I feel like every
I
time I
mean,
say
you
something,
can say that if you don't, if saying the name is too much for you. She's just going with that because of the no quarter catch crew.
I love it for her. Listen. I like Ren Sinclair. It's fantastic. I don't like anything. Everyone knows how I feel if something bad happens to or JC's interrupted. We got look. Lexus is boring. Okay, he's not a fan. See this exactly, Jeffrey. Exactly. See, you're speaking my language, and I only speak English. We only got a segment. Disrespectful. I wish awful Ava strikes again. You know what? I'm about to write. What's that they called? Yelp. I'm gonna write something on Yelp. There we
You're
go.
gonna write a
Great.
Yelp review.
Yes.
You're
And
gonna
as
write
that,
a strongly written white woman Yelp review.
and then black ink. Now you're totally screwed, Ava. Ren QCC. See, this is what I need. I need backup because I didn't know that it was a Q there. So thank you.
Well, that's literally the Ren QCC because of the no quarter catch crew.
I thought that was an A. Whoops. The Zarya turn is coming next week. I don't think it's coming next week though.
Listen, it'll it'll happen whenever it'll happen. If it happens next week, if it happens in a year, if it happens in a month, let's not try to figure it out.
Trying to
Because it's
figure
no
it.
fun when we figure it out.
Nah, Jeffrey Ava did. See, you know, I have no words for you. You know what I hope? You know what? No, I'm not even gonna give you the time or anything like that. You know what? I am gonna make time. What are you talking about, Maurice? Ava didn't do good. Ava, it's awful. Ava, you know what she does? She does awful things, and you're not paying attention, Maurice. You know what? You have a grainy TV too. I think a lot of you people don't see what I see because I have it on HD 64. Or is it 10:4? I don't know. There's a number after that. We got said Zarya is going to turn on Zarya. Everyone's trying to figure this out. When Soruka,
They are
I don't.
trying to figure it. It's like a will they, won't they thing, just like when we were trying to figure out when Austin Theory was going to leave Grayson Waller behind and become a face. Well, it never happened because those plans got switched around and now he's part of the Vision with a god awful buzz cut.
You talking about
Listen, I'm just
Austin
going to
Theory?
say, listen, I'm just going to say it. Him with hair works better. Him with no hair, he looks ridiculous. He is one close shave away from being part of the Bulk Syndicate.
You never want to be. Mm-mm. That's that's. What else do we have here? When Sabrina
So
Stella.
then we have Lexus King. And he says no one embarrasses him. Andre Chase says that is a teachable moment about what not to do. Lexus then says the division is wide open and it is his birthright. Channing, well, Stacks shows up and says they should listen to Lexus because he helped them win his title. And Lexus asks, do you have it tonight? Robert Stone tells him, you can't attack people. And Miles comes in saying he wants to talk to Robert Stone, but he has something to do. And Miles tells him he wants one of the qualifying matches. And he says he will talk to Ava about it.
He's gonna be
Hey,
in
you
it.
try to get what you want, go to the people that are going to give you what you want. So I give Miles props for that.
Miles Prowler. I'm so sorry. Miles. That's Lily Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't even know. I don't know why I'm thinking about Sonic. But Miles Bourne. I can see him being in this match. I see that they really like him a lot. So I said about that NYC show that I went to a few months ago, and he came out like 3-4 times, and he's destined. I mean, I don't see him winning the NXT Championship. He's destined for the North American Championship, which actually is amazing because I know we didn't talk about it. I don't know. I
Listen,
don't know.
I said it before, I'll say it again. He's going to be the one to take it off of Ethan Page
Yeah, I
to
was
then
thinking of
eventually go up to the main roster and join Chelsea Green.
and join Chelsea Green. Why not? I mean, they're a good pairing. They're a good pairing. And even if they don't, I think he would do fine on the main roster. He's a very talented guy.
I mean,
Admittedly,
he's done more in NXT in
TNA, yeah.
over a year than what he ever did in AEW.
I appreciate what Michaels has done with him, giving him an opportunity so I could see when he was in AEW, I didn't watch him a lot, so I was indifferent to him. So when he came, I said,
He was one of my highlights of the times I would watch. And any other thing that I did see him in was because of the stuff he used to put on his vlogs when he was still making them.
"Oh, you talk about those videos he would do?"
Yeah, those are vlogs, video logs.
Oh yeah. Right. I remember one video he did. I don't know if it was a vlog, but he did with Evil Uno, and they were just like reviewing a match or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, it
Oh,
seemed like
that was one of the company. I believe that was one of the companies that either Ethan was either part of as far as their roster, or it was a company that he was helping run.
oh, okay." But I'm just happy that he's getting an opportunity and he's been shining. And when he eventually does get called up, he'll do fine. With Chelsea, cool. Without, still cool. I think she'll do well. So, Jeffrey, I just want to highlight this. Can't believe Andre is still struggling with Andre University.
Well, they don't got another gimmick for him, so that's all he has right now.
It's really a shame because everyone knows how I feel about.
The school.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think of a name for Andre. Like, can't say awful. That's taken. Alexa, give me a word that's bad with A.
Atrocious.
She tells me Doc. What you say?
Atrocious.
Atrocious Andre. Andre the Atrocious. Andre the Atrocious. There we go. Everyone knows how I feel about Andre. Yeah, no help. Andre the Atrocious. And no, because she wakes me up. She wakes me up for work and she keeps going. And I say, Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. She keeps going. And I'm like, this close to being deaf because of her. Shut up.
Well,
So
that's a good thing I don't use that because that would annoy me like crazy.
Oh, it's so terrible. Even like I live in the basement and I had been called and told, hey, turn that off. And I'm like, that's not me doing that. I'm not loud. But yeah, so Andre University, yeah, Andre the Atrocious. Everyone knows how I feel about it. But honestly, this school has not been hitting since Thea. Listen, once Duke left, that was it. That was honestly it. No, honestly, I'm lying. Once JC left, that school was cooked to begin with. But, they kind of had opportunity with Duke. But it's just not hitting the same. And these kids, I don't even know what their names are. They're just there.
You mean Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors?
Connors? One of
Yes,
them is a
that's
Connors?
no, Connors, yes.
With an S? Or is it an R?
With an S. The last name is spelled Connors.
I promise you I'm going to forget in 5 minutes. But
Son
this
of
school
Fit
is...
Finley.
Huh?
Son of Fit Finley.
That's for Finley's kid? Damn, I really don't be paying attention. My bad, guys.
Well, you only know about that if you look that stuff up. I saw him in an indie match before and I looked him up, so.
I just want to say I hate you. I hate you so much. I want to know the location of your house so I want to leave your refrigerator.
Please
I want to
enter
leave
your
your freezer.
name, your address, your social security.
Send me everything. Yes, send me everything. I want to leave your freezer door open because that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen all 2026. Matter of fact, it's a leading candidate for 2027 because that is disgustingly rude. That's the great disrespect at its finest, Maurice.
Top 10 anime betrayals here on Unpopular Review.
No, we've never been a team. I would never team up with this guy. If we were a tag team, I would do like this. I would hop off the apron immediately.
Oh no, it's just a running gag with people that watch anime. Whenever they see something happen, it's like, what? Like a betrayal type thing. They say top 10 anime betrayals.
Says Sabrina, you but received the stomach ring. I don't know what's going on.
I have no idea what they're even talking about. So
Finley was never fit though.
Well, that was the name he was given. But anyway, speaking of things with names that were given to them, we have a video package. We have a video package on Elio Lafleur. He says he is not what you expect. He
Oh
mentions
shit.
how he began training at 16
Oh.
and was mentored by Nitro.
Mhm.
He then said he would come to France every year and he was the top trainee, so he would get a mask. And said that he was the star protege and that he represents his mentor every time in the ring and he wants to make his mentor proud. That he is coming to NXT and he is here to slash this guy.
I like that. Slash. I'm not familiar with this gent.
Well,
I'm
he's a new
hoping.
talent, so I don't know
Yeah.
either.
So I cool. It's cool. I mean, French was like he's a French luchador, so I think that's cool.
He's a
Something
French
to see.
accent.
Yeah, French accent. There we go. All right. He wore turtlenecks too.
Well, we'll see whenever he makes any backstage segments.
Andre Chase was a good man, and Chase, you was a fantastic. Mad Dog, I think you've been drinking a lot lately. I mean, this is a
Matt,
terrible.
Matthew, he's going to go over to your house and open your fridge and leave it open.
I will leave your refrigerator door open. Like I would do that, and I know how bad that is. That's kind of happened to me, so that's why I want to do it to somebody else. Hey, bad guy talking trash about Andre Chase again. I told you what. Don't you yell at me? Don't you? Don't you? Do you see
You
this
can't
right here?
yell at him. You're not even on the air right now.
This is a lot. That's a lot of nerve. Matter of fact, you know what? What time is it? It's past your bedtime, young man.
It is
Tuck your,
10:48.
you should tuck yourself in bed. I hope you didn't have supper.
Well, now it's 10:49.
Oh, it's definitely past your bedtime, young man. So you should definitely take your butt to sleep and think about the nasty things that you have said to the great Grand Slam Pooba. I would first I would like go to the university and take a urine. I would just pee right there. Then proceed to buy the building. Then I would proceed to have the Chase University shirt, and I would proceed to put it underneath my armpits like this. And then I would just throw it. And then me and Mr. Cat would lead the class. You like that, baby? I don't know what the name of the class would be. It would be called. Matter of fact, image Mr. Cat. He has a British accent and he's teaching 17th century literature, reading Shakespeare and
You know what exactly what you just said reminded me of? It reminded me of this one movie that I saw that was made in 2006 called Accepted, where
ooh,
where college rejects make a fake university called the South Harmon Institute of Technology, or SHIT for short, to fool their parents but they attract real students and then they gotta build an actual school with actual learning. And it
you know,
stars Justin Long and Jonah Hill.
you know what? I love this. I think it has given me an idea. I want you to be one of the teachers. You could teach Spanish and whatnot. Mr. Cat will teach 17th century literature. Maurice could be the janitor. And Jeffrey, I want you there. I want you as the principal. Do they have principals in university? I don't
They
know.
have deans. That's what they're called. They're called
Dean
deans.
Jeffrey the Dean. I'm giving everyone a job. Mad Dog, you are banned. And if I see you there, no dog on campus.
I thought you were gonna have him either be the school mascot or running the cafeteria.
No, no dogs allowed. No, mm-mm. No dogs.
I
No,
tried to help, man. I
no.
tried to help.
And if Mad Dog even thinks about it, I will spray him with spray. But bad dog,
You're gonna
bad dog.
pepper spray him in the face.
No, not pepper spray. That's terrible. I mean, I'm gonna get water. I don't know. Do dogs hate water? I know cats don't. I had to fight him to take a
Dogs
shower.
don't like taking a bath unless they are. Some like swimming, but some don't like taking baths. So
I saw a video once talking about random animals, and there was I think it was like a horse swimming, and this idiot said, "Ma, there's like a fucking moose in the water." I said, "That's a horse, you idiot." I remember saying, "How stupid can you be?" Just it's so
well, I
great,
mean, we have that running meme of people playing Who's That Pokemon, and they say Pikachu, but it's Clefairy.
huh? Don't tell me they mix up the two. Don't tell me that.
They did, and it was hilarious. Everybody does that as a running gag now every time that plays. It's a funny joke.
Well, real quick, because we do our little geek thing. I love that Fat Pikachu is back. You see him all
That
fat,
Pikachu is back.
fat, Fat Pikachu is back in all his fatness. I love that for Fat Pikachu. Good for him. That was the Pikachu I remembered. So when he became slim, I said, why is Ash not feeding you? But I guess they just wanted to change his design. Yes, he did say a moose, Jeffrey. I gotta see if I can find the video, but he said, "Ma, it's like a moose or something." I said,
And I'm
"Oh,
gonna find the one for you.
thank you." And some cats love water. Yeah, I saw that as impressive. I think you have to start them off young, but my cat do not like any of this. I have a picture of him with a towel and he's wet and he just looks like he hates me completely. I think he feel like he I feel like he felt like he's been utterly, if I can find the picture, I'll put up for it next week. But he looked like he has been betrayed. And I'm like, dude, I have to wash you. And and you know it's bad. So in the bathroom, once I put him in the bathroom, I closed the door. And cats are so smart. So he realized what's going on. And then when I pick him up and go in, because I have a shower, not a bathtub, a shower. So when I go in there, and I'm thinking about not declawing him, but like what do you call it? Like trimming down his nails. Because when they put them nails in you, that shit hurts. Like
Yeah, it does.
oh my god, the only reason I have tattoos is because of my cat, because he scratches when he doesn't want something or whatnot. But I'm sorry, I wanted to talk about my cat because he's the love of my life. What else do we have going on here on this
So
lovely show?
speaking of betrayals, we have Ava in the back with Ethan, and he says he loves the Vanity Project and thanks Ava for signing them to NXT. That's my betrayal of 2026 for me from Ava. He then asks who his qualifying matches against and when, and Ava says there is no opponent and no date. And then he says he wants to know who deserves it. And Ava tells them you have to relinquish the title for a qualifying match. And then Ethan talks about what he's done for the championship, for the NXT North American Championship, what he's done as the champion. Ava says Ethan has taken that title to new heights, that he's been the longest reigning champion in NXT in WWE, and that that he deserves to defend the title next week, and who better than Elio LeFleur? And Ethan asks why the guy's debuting getting a title match. Didn't you fight for a title opportunity the second you made your debut in NXT, Ethan?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That is a good
It
point.
seems like they seem to forget these things when they get what they want
Mhm.
and then play a little game of selective memory.
He walked right into that. Well, Maurice said to continue what you were saying. He said walked right into that. He sure enough did. He did.
Pourquoi?
He really did. What else do we got?
So Mariah May Monroe makes her way to the ring and grabs the mic and starts saying she wants to talk. That last week she had every intention of reclaiming her North American Championship. And then she attacked Rhea Hill. But so what? I
I said,
brought out a little hell to pay. That it was a travesty that I had to wrestle for my title. That instead of letting her rise to the occasion, we turned it into controversy and chaos. That she was in the middle of the conversation and the narrative changed. And then she was walked out of the building like she was the problem. And then Mariah May Monroe says she will let us in on a little secret that when you are as talented as she is, they don't know what to do with you. They'll call you controversial. They'll debate you on commentary. They'll criticize everything you criticize everything she does. That she is the standard. She is the most complete woman in NXT. No one compares to her. She is the moment. Every move she makes is monumental. The spotlight exists because she wants it to. When you take her out of the equation, you see how fragile things get. She lost patience with a system that doesn't know how to work when things are not convenient. And mentions how the girls fight over scraps. That every story ends with the same truth. That there are stars and then there are women who, and then we get Miss Parker making her way down to the ring for a return. And starts to talk and Mariah Monroe asks, can I help you? And she goes in to throw a punch. Jada blocks it, and even though Mariah May is from the UK, as a woman that looks like you are white, you never try to punch a black woman, especially when it's big and domineering. as well as Jada Parker. And then Jada puts Mariah May on the turnbuckles and hits the springboard seated splash and runs a hypnotic to knock Mariah May off of the apron.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, I remember last week we did the show, and I can't remember who in the chat was asking about, it, but I felt like a lot of people were asking, like, "Where's Jada Parker?" And how do I word this? I feel like you kind of noticed that she was missing in action, right? And when she came out, like Jeffrey's pointing out, huge pop. The crowd loved her to the point where she's coming out. She's like, what's going on? She's blowing kisses to them. It's great to have Jada Parker back. The stuff that Blake Monroe. How you say it? Mariah Blake Monroe?
I call her Mariah May Monroe
Mariah Monroe.
because that is her government name, and I know too many wrestlers that happen to be male that are all named Blake. And especially since that name that she has, all know why she did that name. But because of the fact that I know was the name of a former adult film star, I do not feel comfortable saying it. I don't feel comfortable saying that combination of names.
I don't know if you guys know this, but when I go on air sometime, and it doesn't matter who I'm working with, I'm always amazed by these things because I didn't know any of that at all. So I heard, I was like,
I mean,
wow.
she named herself that because of her
Niece.
because of a family member of hers, but I just can't say it because A, I know too many people named Blake. 2, every Blake I know is a boy. And 3, again, because it was the name of a former adult film star, I don't feel comfortable saying it. So Matthew Bartholomew Kelly, I will call her Mariah May Monroe because it is more comfortable for me to say it that way.
I feel like Mad Dog is on his phone watching us, and we say thank you, but I feel like he's laughing at his own. Like, why are you yelling? What the hell is this? Once again, her name is Blake. Do you have to what is all this yelling? I feel like, look at this.
So aggressive. I mean, he is a mad dog, so I can say whatever name I so choose to say.
You know what, Mad Dog? Damn, I can't find it.
Just know you've made his list. I feel like that's what he's looking for.
No, I'm right now. I'm doing this right now. I am. I don't know what this is supposed to do. I feel like I'm crushing something in his way. Tell me if I'm doing anything, Mad Dog. I hope I am. I feel like I am transmitting my disgust your way. Once again, the great disrespect that continues. But Mad Dog, this stuff, it was fine. I mean, Mariah May, she's really good on the mic. You got me saying Mariah May now. But Blake Monroe, she's really good on the mic. She handled it well. Some of the stuff that she was saying, I don't want to say it was a shoot, but it just felt like her saying the system and almost like everyone's against her and stuff like that. I like that stuff. She talked about treacherous Thea. That's another name. Jeffrey, put that down. Treacherous Thea. And she said, I hit her. Who cares? I said, I like this gal. So good job. But it's good to see Jada Parker back. It's really, really great to see her back. I remember talking about her, I want to say on Pop, and I was saying the only thing for her, because I feel like obviously she got the character stuff down pat. She just needed another finisher. I don't know. I just don't think I could take that as a finisher. But I digress. The Great Disrespect. No, you gotta say Great Disrespect Actor. The Great Disrespect. Oh, the Great Disrespect Tour. We can do that. Yeah, that's what I feel like this is. It's been nothing but the Great Disrespect. There we go. Might have to put that as a shirt too. Jeffrey, put that as a shirt. We're gonna have to put that as potential for a shirt. We'll give EC something to
answer your question, Matthew, we are now at 22 middle names.
Ooh. I can't.
And I only used the same one twice tonight. So anyways, we get Shiloh Hill cutting a promo, talking about how he won LFG with The Undertaker's help. He mentions how excited he was to wrestle in the Christmas gimmick match. He tells us a story about how he picked up squirrels in the snow, nursed them back to health, said it was awesome, but his family didn't like the squirrels running around the house. And he then talks about how he's going to be a champion in NXT and TNA when he wins the international title. Then we go to the back to where Dark State cuts a promo. Cutler James says they came to take over. They are 4 men, 1 mission. They start at the top, took on the best. Osiris says they did on 2025. Shaquan says everyone who steps to Dark State gets dropped by Dark State. You saw what they have done, but you don't know what they can do. Dion says Joe brought this on himself and that you will deal with OTM. That they'll deal with OTM.
Good stuff. What what we got next?
So we had the match of Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Shiloh Hill for the TNA International Championship, which Ariana slapping Shiloh in the face and he liked it was very interesting. Stacks tries to slap him and he misses. And then he hits some punches and some chops, and then he hits him with some punches, sends him over the turnbuckle. They have a little back and forth. I mean, match wasn't bad. They both held their own against each other. And at some point the tooth is out and he punches Staggs, hits him with a running shoulder tackle. It was just a crazy ass match. But with an inside cradle, Shiloh gets Stacks in an inside cradle. Ariana kicks Stacks over to make sure that he retains the title.
So a few things here about this. Shiloh, I want to see a little bit more of him. I was moving around a little bit. I was cooking, but some of the stuff that I saw with him, like there was a move that he did. It was like a flip leg drop, and I was impressed because he's a pretty big dude. So I thought that was impressive. But a few things here. I just feel like I wonder with TNA sometimes, right? So this is a TNA championship, and you have two NXT superstars going for a TNA championship. See, this is why they flipped out that one time a few months back because they're like, how are you going to put the TNA championship on the line against two NXT guys? And I guess now they just don't care. So that's fine, whatever. They don't care about the sky blue belt. Um, Another thing too. So forgive me, guys. Oh, so forgive me. How long has Stack had this music? I started laughing. I said, who the hell is that? And that's when Stacks come out. And I'm like, have this always been his music? Can it start off as
Most
like a
likely.
it starts
After
off
he
like
left the family, that was probably most likely his theme.
probably as it starts off like with criminal activity. That's what the music starts off. And then I think there's drums and stuff. I says, how long have this been going? I, I started laughing. I said, am I not paying attention? I'm probably not. But he has this theme and it made me chuckle. It made me laugh. I didn't know he had a theme. And the match it was there. I mean, I'm not gonna say 5 star at the Tokyo Dome. It was fine. I mean, they gave Shiloh an opportunity. This was a big moment for Shiloh because this is his first championship match, right? And I thought
Yes.
he looked pretty well. I thought he did pretty well. Um, I gotta say though, the roll up though, and she kicked him out. I said, "How powerful are these feet to be kicking someone over like that?" Like I just thought that was hilarious. But you know what, guys, get you a girl like Ariana Grace who will back you up some kind of way. Because honestly, Stacks didn't win that match. It was Miss Grace who won this. So yeah, it was fine. He retains the sky blue belt. I just don't think no belt should be sky blue. But you know what? Shout out to him. It's something different. You know what? There's things gotta be different. I sound like the old man yelling at the cloud. So sorry. Hold on. Let's get to some of these things real quick. I look like we got a new guy here. So let's welcome him, everybody. Unpopular View. Hey. Oh, I don't know if he's new, but he said, hey, his name is say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Henry. Clap, clap. I almost want to say like Booker T. I believe in Joe Henry. Joe Henry. I love when Booker T sings. Booker T, I would do karaoke with this man. But I will say this one thing about Shiloh. I don't think I would like being around this person because he talks and then he keeps talking. And I want everyone to know I'm a talkative individual. I talk a lot. My mother was close to naming me. Ooh, should I say my government name? Fine. Ronald Shut Up Jackson. I was this close, but she didn't do it out of respect. And mind you, I was only 2 days old. But my point is, I talk a lot. I speak. Like I if you called my mother, you know what the name would say? Shut the hell up. So that's me. I talk But this guy talks, and my eyes bulge out of my head, and I'm like, oh, he's still going. He won't stop. This commotion got to. There's no end to this tunnel. But good on him. The young man looked pretty solid. Mad Dog says Shiloh is getting really good in the ring. I agree with BadGuy. I wish we see more of him. I'm pretty sure we will. Shiloh is entertaining. He talks a little too much for me. I like Shiloh on LFG. I didn't watch that, but fantastic. Uh, if y'all watch TNA, Santino was selling the portrayal of his daughter on the show. He wasn't his usual joke himself, which is a crazy thing because Santino he's the jokester. I love the storyline with Stacks and Ariana. I wonder how Santino is going to deal. He's probably going to get his one comeuppance. She barely got her feet. Yeah, like I was like, how powerful are these feet? Where is there a force field? Did she shot out? Because I was like, she barely kicked him. I'm waiting for that Santino crash out. Me too. He just continued to Cobra.
He's gonna crash out and he's gonna use the Cobra to speak from now on.
he just keeps doing this. And Stack says, "Daddy, what are you doing to me?" And Ariana said, "Daddy, I love him." And he says, "Oh shit, I pulled something." What do we have next? Jesus
So
Christ.
we had Izzy Jane in the ring. She welcomes everyone to their new reality that she is our North American champion, not Tatum, not Thea, or Blake Monroe. And she's not going to talk about getting her opportunity because that's what happens when you stumble onto success. I outsmarted everyone. I wanted to talk about how funny it was to everyone when she lost to Tatum. Then what did you think was going to happen after that loss? Then Izzy says, cry, hide in the shadows. That's what you would have done. She does not waste losses. She studies them, which is smart. She says she is watching and learning how this place runs. She knows who thinks emotion is strength and not a weakness. The loss gave her clarity. It made her remember the group was about removing weaknesses, exploiting mistakes, and making sure everything is in place. Every step and move has been part of her plan. She showed that she is always 3 steps ahead. She engineered her opportunity, and that is why she is a champion. Basically, talking like she, like Yagami from Death Note, who always had to be 3 or 4 steps ahead of the police so that way they didn't find out he was the killer. Anyways, she says everyone wants a piece of her. She heard Lola. She says wanting something and getting it, two different things. She is in the back convincing herself that whining louder is the way to get a title match. And then asked Tatum how she operates. She didn't become champion because she is beloved. She became champion because she thinks faster and pulled the trigger. And if you think you are going to get close to that title, know what you're getting into. Tatum gets past the visuals, takes down Izzy, and punches her. Izzy gets on the floor, and Tatum headbutts the referee.
I will sit here and say this. I thought Izzy did really well on the mic. The crowd was pretty much pro Tatum, and I think it's easy to be thrown off a little bit on the mic. I thought she had really good crowd control, and I thought it was fine. I mean, I thought she did well. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a hard times promo, but I thought that she handled the crowd very well and didn't get overwhelmed um by that. So yeah, good stuff.
So then after that, we have Kelly Kincaid asking Ricky about Ava's decision about the title and his response. And Ricky asked about unbiased journalism. He talked to Ava and they talked about how much he is owed a title match, so he is in the ladder match. That he will be watching Sean Legacy and Eli Knight, as well as Josh Briggs and Shiloh Hill. Channing and Channing and Ariana show up, and Channing is not happy that Shiloh is getting a chance at the title. And Ricky says, "You're still the champion? You have the girl." And then Lexus comes up and says, "We need to talk." And then head to the back. Blake Howard mentions Tatum has been kicked out of the building. The Vanity Project tell Mariah May Monroe they have signed with NXT. They talk about the women they will get to run into. And Jackson Drake asks if he will be in the qualifier match since he is a champion. And Brad says they are wrestling Chase U next week. Keanu Carver shows up, and then Vanity Project leaves because they're scared
They
of the big
ran.
T.
They got the hell out of there. Oh, I just wanted to say before we get into what do we have next? Like the is the main event, right?
We
Um,
have the announcements for the matches and then the main event.
all right. Real quick, I just wanted to say because when you mentioned Stacks, I was like, I just wanted to throw this out here because I just think Booker T is just so funny. Like Booker T. I mean, I mean, I don't know what your favorite quotes are from Booker T. Sometimes when he says "Here we go," I laugh because I said, "Where are we going, Up? What are you talking about?" But I wanted to say in the Stacks and Shiloh Hill match, when Shiloh Hill lost, I want to say Booker T was kind of like not in favor of Shiloh Hill, but kind of given it wasn't as hard. But once Shiloh Hill lost, he said, "Oh, he isn't ready." I was like, "Okay." He won a contract. He isn't ready. He said he isn't ready. I wonder if there's a spot open for him on Evolve. I said, Jesus Christ, Booker T. Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. Booker T is like one of my favorite announcers. Like, cause I just don't think this man cares. I just think they put a microphone on his head or a headset on him, and he just goes. He just flows. Booker T is a flow. I rock with it. God willing, I hope if I ever make 60, I want to say the man is 60 something years old. I could be like that because Booker T is a savage as a savage because why would you say that? Why would you like now you have to now we're demoting the man from NXT to Evolve? I don't know. I just thought that was funny. I feel like I would be remiss if I did not mention that at all. But let's get to this main event.
So Booker T is 60.
Oh, he's 60. There we go. He just turned 60. I think he's the first 60.
Well, I mean, in a couple months, he's going to be 61.
You know, God bless Booker T,
He
man.
was born on the same year as my mother, actually.
All right. Okay. There we go. All right. Same. You said same. Yeah. Okay. Nice. You know, God bless Booker
March
T.
1st.
March 1st. There we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, mama. March 1st. All right. What we got
So
now?
now we get to Joe Hendry versus Dion Lennox for their no DQ match. And they start locking up. They're going around the ring. They're going there back and forth. It's just, I mean, not like a bad way. There's just a lot happening. So it's just like a fist fight at this point. They're just like going back and forth. And they, at some points, Shaquan gets a chair into the turnbuckle and sets it up to for Dion to Irish whip Joe into it. And the rule in wrestling is 95% of the time, those who set it up get put through it themselves. Joe Hendry reverses it and whips that black man into that chair.
Yep, sure did.
Joe Hendry hits some punches. Bronco actually gives Joe some brass knuckles and he uses it for, and then winds up getting a near fall. Dion gets given a kendo stick and hits Joe Hendry with it several times. Blocks the kendo stick shot and hits him back with it. He's about to hit a standing ovation, gets pulled out of the ring by Osiris, punches Joe, sends him back into the ring. And Dion hits a springboard sit out powerbomb, but Bronco pulls Dion out of the ring and Lucian punches him. And Darkseid gets on the apron, OTM gets on the apron. Shaquan is sent onto the floor and the rest of the wrestlers are on the floor and they wind up in the back and just goes for the back and forth. And just as Dion gets a chair, he gets a chair shot by Tony D. Tony D chokeslams him, looks at Joe Hendry, helps him up, puts Joe on top of Dion for the win.
I agree with you, Jeffrey. This barely felt like a no DQ match. I mean, yeah, I mean you had OTM and Dark State, and they were interfering on their the person that they were out with. They interfered and stuff, but it just wasn't enough. Like I think that's what it was missing. It was missing like that chaotic feel. Like they're talking about no DQ and they're in the ring and they're not leaving the ring and or not going around. I think there's like you get that and it's such a it's a match type that you can have
Reminds me
some
of the
fun
one
with.
time I went to go see a lumberjack match at an indie show, and it barely felt like a lumberjack match because everybody was standing outside of the ring, but they weren't doing that much.
See, and I'm just saying when you have stipulations like that, you can have some fun with that. You can do things like you said, a lumberjack match, and there's multiple people out there, and they would do like I would watch some on TV, and the person would either drag the person out or they would hit the person, whatever. Like they'll do so. Like don't just stand there. I feel like that's a joke and whatnot. Don't
Not
just
to just
stand
stand there and look pretty.
there. I try not to. But like the whole thing is like you can do this and element and use this element and do things, and I just felt like they didn't do that. Um, Tony D. I feel like everyone has a choke slam now. It's when he choke slammed, I said, I felt like he was going.
I feel like almost every wrestler does that. A
I,
choke slam, basically,
I was gonna
or a
say
super kick.
I was gonna say don't get me started on the super kick. Super kick been bastardized. The Canadian Destroyer, and I feel like the cutter now. I feel like everyone has a cutter. I went outside.
A cutter or a stunner.
Oh, it's stunner, but the cutter is really abused. I was getting ready to take the bus, and some old lady did a Canadian Destroyer. I said, "Oh, never mind." Its move is being very overused, but I want to say he was going for his um spine buster finisher, but it just came off like a choke slam. Dion, I think there's something, and I agree with that too. The spear is definitely bastardized. I miss a time in wrestling, and this is the old guy yelling at the cloud when wrestlers would be like, "Oh, that's your move. I'm not going to do that because what is the difference when Javon does the cutter and then Randy Orton? I mean, Javon goes up. Matter of fact, what's the difference when Javon does it and when Cody does it? Because Cody climbs up to. I mean, he doesn't do it like Javon does, but still, it's a freaking cutter. And I just kind of missed the time when wrestling or wrestlers they'll see like, oh, you have that move. Oh, I'm not even going to touch that move because that's your move. And everyone kind of has it. I don't mind a suplex. I don't think anyone's ever lost to a suplex or a scoop slam. But certain moves you just don't. I kind of miss the time where um like Braun Breaker. So you said spear, and you said RP Dragon Lee. Yeah, Braun Breaker should be the only one doing a spear, even though Roman does it. But let's be real, Braun Breaker's spear is just. Oh. But I miss the time like when I would watch wrestling, everyone didn't have a power bomb. That was kind of just exclusive to Kevin Nash shit versus. And matter of fact, someone who don't get mentioned in the conversation enough, Scott Norton. Scott Norton had a fantastic because I felt like he was really trying to kill you, and that's what I loved about Scott Norton. But let me talk about this match. Let me get off my. I've been watching wrestling since the '90s. I don't think you guys need to hear me do that. But this match, I feel like there was a lot of things that could have made this match better. I love that OTM is in this conversation for the tag team championships. I think OTM is ready for it. Um, I love this very much for them. Tony D, he's looking like somebody who's going to be in this NXT Championship hunt. I don't know you know what it gives me. It gives me the vibe of I don't want to say Crow Sting, but like Crow Sting. He hasn't said anything since he's been here. He's just been attacking people, and you don't know he don't know who he can trust. But I'll sit here and say this: I'm glad that he didn't come out here beat up the security guard and then leave a bunch of paper because I didn't understand what that meant. He would just leave a bunch of black piece of paper. I was like, I don't know. Does that mean something? Is it something? Because if it does, I would love for someone to explain it. But I just thought he was littering. And that's all I got out of this. I said Captain Planet would hate you. But yeah, this was a fun match. And the table. Oh Lord. So for the next 2K game, there's gonna be tables with Slim Jim on it, isn't there? I feel like it's gonna be there. And you know what? When 2K26 come out, I'm gonna put someone through that Slim Jim table. And I'm looking at uh I'm picking between Scooby Doo and Captain Planet. It's one of the two.
But that was the NXT program, which it wasn't bad.
I agree.
It was a fun time.
NXT, Tony looked like a security with all that black for a second. He did wear a lot of black. NXT is my favorite show of the week, honestly. I think Raw is pretty good. I tune into AEW for the Don Callis family. And SmackDown's it's been getting a little bit better, but I feel like sometimes I can miss it and just catch the highlights and stuff like that. But NXT is usually a pretty good show. So I mean, it was a really great show, and I look forward to reviewing it again with you next week on Tuesday, talking about some NXT. And we want to give a shout out to you guys in the chat. Just don't stand there like Nico. Yes. Don't just stand there like Nico. Nico was we didn't see Nico today because he was just standing somewhere. I wonder if he just stands somewhere and people have to be like, come on, like they tap him like
he gets paid to stand.
I wish I did. I he just stands. He literally just stands there. It cracks me up. Like
There's some countries in the world where you could be paid to stand in line in place for someone else.
Where is this place?
I'm gonna look for that and send it to you.
Please do. I have a cat to feed, and he likes to eat. I want to make sure. Tell me this location because I will be standing there. I'll be doing the Nico. I'll be like the whole time, just standing there. He don't really smile. He's more like the whole time. His face is like this, and he stands. Stand there, Nico. I like that. Stand there, Nico. Jeffrey says they took it off Netflix and SmackDown. Took it off Netflix and SmackDown too. So I'm assuming that's because it's out of state. In other countries they have it on Netflix. That sucks. I hope you can find a way so you could continue to watch your show. Yeah, look, oh, there she is. I thought he was gonna leave. So let's wrap up the show. I want to thank you guys in the chat, as always, for joining us on Tuesdays. But let's talk about what goes on in the world of UPR. Matter of fact, real quick, we had to play this commercial. I know you know what. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna play the commercial because you know the commercial. You see the commercial. So instead, I'm just gonna tell you about it. WrestleMania weekend. It's in Las Vegas. Listen, if you could go to Las Vegas, that's fantastic for you. I envy you. I went there and I got sick. I would tell people that all the time. And ginger ale was $9, so I was pretty much ready to just lay there and die. But
so I found where you can get paid to stand in line. They will pay for you to do that in India, Italy, the UK, and here in the US.
Wait, the US? I want to say that means something to me.
The United States of America. Mm-hmm. New York is one of them.
Wait, I live in New York. This is good stuff here. Okay, let's do it. Watch.
And if you do it, they pay you $25 to $40 an hour.
I can finally shut off my OnlyFans. This is great news for me because I was part of the elbow community. Because not too many people do the elbow. Well, you want to see this elbow and cheese? You're gonna have to pay $10. But anyway, I will do it. He said, "Do it." I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the show standing. I'm gonna say my knees hurt and I pulled my elbow muscle. But I might do a show like that. Who knows? But real quick, we have a lot of stuff going on here on Unpopular Review. Mondays, you can catch the team of Z the Silent. And matter of fact, shout out to Z the Silent. He hosted along with you, Sabrina and Estella, for the award show. Y'all guys did a fantastic job. Good job, Z. And also you could catch, sometimes you can catch Willie Steaming Bean. Matter of fact, he was on the show. I was surprised. I didn't recognize him because his eyes were open. But you could catch the duo of Z the Silent and Willie Steaming. Steamless Willie. That's what we're going to call it. Steamless Willie. He ran out of steam. Steamless Willie. Catch him on Monday. You could catch the duo on Mondays. You can catch us on Tuesdays. The 2025 show of the year. Yeah. You can catch us here. And on Wednesdays, you can catch All Elite Heat with Cactus Katie and the Sheriff. Shout out to those ladies out there. I gotta say for the road. Who the hell's Bobby? I can't help but tell you the whole entire time. I didn't go to sleep that night, Sabrina Stella. They said Bobby. I said, who's Bobby? Where did Bobby come from? Bobby who? Bobby from what state? Bobby! Where did Bobby come from? Bobby! I still don't understand where Bobby. Did he just manifest out of nowhere? Who's his parents? What does he do? Is he a tractor? I couldn't believe it. Bobby! I still can't believe it. And he thought he stood a chance against Jeffrey. This entity, Bobby. We love you, Bobby. But I don't know you. Bobby. I think I lost feelings in my fingers because I yelled Bobby so much. But you could catch them on Wednesdays. Maybe Bobby too. And on Fridays you could catch Mad Dog Kelly and Venomous
Venomous
Benny.
Penny.
I'm so sorry. Because I'm still trying to figure out who's Bobby. But yes, you could catch them on, I want to say they're on Friday. Mad Dog, are you in the chat? Because you could tell people where they can.
I think he might have went to bed, actually.
It's about time because it's past his bedtime. But you could catch all those lovely shows. We do predictions and top 10s. There's so much other content that we want to do here. We'll continue to follow Unpopular Review and we will be here. Please tell me, Mad Dog said he's here. What day are you guys doing SmackDown? Please just put it in the chat because I'm not sure if it's Friday or you're trying to do it Saturday. And also too, we're not doing this often, but we're going to do it because it's the first show on AMC TNA. AJ Styles is going to be on there, so that should be great. I think he's going to be competing in his first TNA match in over 10 years, so that's something to look forward to. But no.
He's mentioning it right now, Matthew.
No. Yeah, Mad Dog, I asked you a question and then you ignored me, then proceed to think that I don't know my job. I know my job because I'm talking about TNA and who's Bobby. So please, Mad Dog, get it together. Right now, honestly, I'm steamed right now. I'm very upset. But we have some side projects as a part of the Unpopular Review universe. Sabrina and Estella, I always like to give you the floor here first because you have a fantastic YouTube channel. It is growing. It is fantastic. Tell the people what that channel is.
Well, you can catch me on my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally South and record wrestling matches that happen at shows that I happen to go to. Like I said, I was at a wrestling show for the promotion Coastal Championship Wrestling
Fantastic.
that where Gangrel is head coach and current champion over there right now as we speak, and they
Oh,
had Bushwhacker Luke. He was signing some autographs. He had some stuff that he was selling. And he actually went out for a match being a manager of sorts, and they had him do a little thing at the end, which I sent you the clip of that someone caught in the audience. And I did record them the whole time it happened. My face was turned away, and when you see the video, you will see why.
yeah, because he looks
Anybody
like.
who follows Bushwhacker Luke will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he still does the looking thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never watched him, so I can't say.
Okay, all
All
right.
I can say is I saw more of a Hall of Famer than I ever wanted to see in my lifetime, which was nothing.
I do want to give a shout out to Mad Dog. I asked, when are you guys doing SmackDown? He proceeds to tell me something I already know. Bobby Lashley was a TNA champion. Fun fact. You know
And
what?
speaking of TNA, for everybody who is hoping and dreaming that there will be a Hurt Syndicate reunion, Cedric Alexander has re-signed with TNA, so that will not be happening.
You know what?
Although the entire faction of the Rascals, because Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz were not offered contracts for the end of 2025, will most likely not be staying. And Wesley and Myron Reed will most likely also not be staying because I'm assuming they're loyal to their boys.
Wait, so their contracts are up?
Yep.
Wow.
What Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel's is. So they didn't get offered a new one. And based on that, from what I read of the article, I'm assuming that Myron Reed and Desmond Xavier will be making their exits out as well.
It's funny because well, not funny, but he just got there. So for him to be like, open and close. But whatever they do, because
Well,
that's
they said that they can work with other companies, like indie companies and such. So
I know they
I
did
don't know
work with
if they're
Hendry.
actually going to leave, but we will see it as far as with Myron and Desmond.
I do sit here and think that they will resign with TNA. I just feel like TNA is treating them so well. I mean, unless they want to test the waters elsewhere, but I just feel like they're gonna stay.
I hope that they do get offered new contracts, Zachary and Trey Miguel, because they are talented
Absolutely.
individuals.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks for answering a question that I wasn't
You
actually.
answered a question for someone. You answered the wrong question. He asked that question, who is Bobby for the All Elite Heat crew? He asked you, when are y'all gonna do SmackDowns? Fridays or Saturdays?
Let's put it this way: when they feel like it. I mean, maybe they'll show up. Who knows? But it doesn't even matter because you know what? They're not the better duo than both me and the sensational Sabrina Estella. So you know what? If you want to play games, Mad Dog, I you're struggling and sorry. I have mastered the game of 4D chess. So please, you are embarrassing yourself. Now let me plug my stuff here. I'm very happy about this because the Big Pop Theory podcast, it took a little sabbatical because of the holiday season, but we are back on audio. It was just like fun times. It just felt right. The energy was wild and chaotic. Our current plan is to our current plan is this Friday at 7 p.m. Please. Jeffrey, please. Jeffrey. I'm getting ready not to vote for you for this year's
He
fan of the
mentioned
year.
the award show.
He said, to be fair, you didn't say which Bobby. No, don't throw fire into this wood, please.
What other Bobby could he be talking about? We're not talking
I
about
know,
Lashley. We're not
I
talking
know
about Bobby Roode,
Bobby Lashley's the strongest. No, the
the
second
second strongest black man.
second strongest. I think he even understand Morgan Freeman. You can't match that kind of power and whatnot. And then also too, Bobby Lashley is bald, so he's kind of lost some of his strength. Because when you're bald, you can barely lift up a pencil. So I'm sorry, that's just the truth. Bald headed people. I one time saw someone bald. And I felt so. I have a good friend. His name is Mark Owens. I love that man, and he's bald. But I don't blame him. I blame the bald headed people who surrounded him, and it ate his hair. And because of that, I despise you people for what you have done to my best friend. But I want to sit here and say the Big Pop Theory podcast. You can watch if you're bald. You're welcome there. It's a great time. Episode 111, I want to say. We're going to go to 112. And we hope to continue to make content here. And I hope to continue to make content here as well. So you guys are awesome. You guys are great. Please follow all these social media platforms. And very much appreciated you guys for dealing with our nonsense. Tune in tomorrow for All Elite Heat. My only problem with that show is they don't talk about Don Callis enough. They don't, last week, and they missed out on a great joke. JR was back last week. Jim Ross, he was back on commentary last week. Did you know that, Sabrina Stella?
I didn't watch AEW last week, so
Well,
I
Jim
was
Ross was,
too busy participating on another podcast, not a wrestling one, an anime
hey,
podcast. So
that's so fantastic. Really? I gotta
yes,
show you.
it's by a friend of mine.
That's great. I gotta check this out. That's great. You guys gotta check that
Well,
out.
when the episode comes on, I will let you know.
Please do so we can advertise that bad boy. But I just want to say Jim Ross was back, and I feel like everyone was happy that he was back except Devon Dudley. And I'm just going to leave it at that. That is the show. We hope that you liked it. Tune in tomorrow for AEW and join us next week for some more NXT. We're going to hit this end stream. Everyone have a great night.